Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Interview with Professor Dr. Franz Ruppert. And this time, we're going to find out from him some latest ideas and updates on the IOPT.
Hi, Christine. Welcome. Welcome to all our viewers and listeners. You see in the background, there is my latest book I've written, and it's here, Ich will leben, lieben und geliebt werden. It's now already translated into English. And the title says everything. I want to live, to love, and to be loved. It's available in Tradition. In Tradition, it's a book company here in Hamburg. So you can order it also as an ebook version. Yeah. In this book, you have all the latest developments and ideas about IOPT. As I now understand that most of us have difficulties in saying clearly, I want to live, I want to love, and I want to be loved. This is one of the basic difficulties we face because of our own development, our own growing up. If you say, I want to live, of course, at the beginning of our life, everyone wants to live. But when there is from your parents' side, and especially from the mother's side, very often we have the facts that mothers do not want to have a child. They do not want to have this child, another child. And so your own wish to live is confronted with the no of your mother, that the mother doesn't want you to have. And it becomes very complicated to say clearly, I want to live, when your mother doesn't want you to live. Yeah, we find very often that children deep down, this is very unconscious. Yeah, they say, I don't want to live. If my mother doesn't want to live, I also do not want to live, because why should I live? The person that is most important for me at the beginning of my life, yeah, the relationship with the mother, is the most important relationship you have. If the experience is she doesn't want you, then you also have a tendency in one part of you that might say, no, I do not want to live. It's intolerable for me. It's too hard. If I'm rejected, how can I deal with it? Unconsciously, many of us have a sentence in them, I do not want to live. I want to do my mother the favor not to live.
Can you give some example about this I do not want to live issues that people come to you for?
It's deep down in every issue. Yeah, in every intention. Sometimes it turns out if you go deeper and the process goes on, there could be very helpful. It would be very helpful to come into contact with this tendency in you, but there is one part in you that says, I do not want to live because my mother doesn't want me to live. Therefore, of course, there needs to be made now a conscious decision that you say, okay, anyhow, I survived. I've survived my mother's no that she doesn't want me. I succeeded to come out of the womb, and I succeeded to stay on living, even maybe it was very hard childhood. This is unconscious programming. We need to reprogram and consciously say, I want to live. Even this may be painful, it's shameful, but it's necessary to clearly speak it out. And so therefore, one of the most powerful intervention in IOPT work is that somebody who is confronted with this internal split, that he speaks it clearly out. I want, I decide, I make now a clear decision that I want to live.
Okay, so it can be somebody may have a relationship problem or health problem, work problem, but underlying it is the not wanting to live.
Financial problems with actual situation in a society. Maybe it's the deepest level of our psyche, where this I do not want to live because my mother doesn't want me to live, that this deepest layer of our psyche needs to be addressed. So it's a very powerful intervention. If you say something, please say again clearly, I want to live.
Also, this statement of not wanting to live also affect people who are suicidal, or maybe people who have cancer, something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is if someone say, okay, I give up, I have a serious illness, or even I have a suicidal ideas. And this is the countermeasurement, not to say, I want to live, and to make this conscious decision.
And how about I want to love?
Love is about relationships, yeah. And you can have a loving relationship and you have a stressful relationship. That means full of fear, full of aggression, full of rejection and so on. No? So every one of us, of course, as a human being, you want love relationships. Yeah? You do not want to have fight relationships, stress relationships, anxiety relationships. What we really want is love relationships. And at the beginning of our life, this love relation is the love relation with our mother. And with her, we want to have a love relationship. Imagine if there is no love from your mother side because she says, I'm not ready, I'm not able, I do not want to have a child, I do not want to have you. And this means you're rejected. That means your love is rejected. Yeah, this is also very painful, very, very painful, because you have a big heart. You have a very instinctive, natural love towards your mama. You love her. And you want to give her love, give her a lot of love. And if you do not make the experience that she also loves you or accepts your love, she is rejecting your love, this is so painful. This is so beyond imagination that a child can somehow deal with that. And therefore, for you, love becomes a problem. And the solution then is that you say, I do not need love. I do not want love. Love is something painful. Love is something that makes me feel very uneasy. So I do not want to love. Yeah. This is also that you try to suppress your love impulses. And then the other side is you love your mom and you want to be loved by her. I love and I want to be loved. I want to receive love. And if you do not get this love, instead you get rejection, then you also suppress your desire for love, being loved. Yeah. And therefore, it's also very powerful intervention in our IOPT self-encounters. If somebody who is so vulnerable by this issue of love, yeah, that when this person says, I love and I want my mama to accept my love, to take on my love, and to love me back. This is very, very powerful, because then you are, of course, confronted with your pain, your desperation, and to overcome this desperation and let also the pain then show up, is connected with the love issue, is very, very much healing. To say, under the condition you are not loved, your love was not taken on by your mom, and you say it, and you stay with your desire that you love and you want love and you want to be loved. That means the process of separation between you and your mother can take place. And then you turn the love that goes to the mother, you turn the love towards yourself. Yeah?
I see. So instead of outwards, it comes inwards. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of that it goes in the wrong direction, yeah, it now goes in the right direction towards yourself. Yeah. And then all the other parts that are entangled with the mother, and they also can have another orientation. They have now the orientation in you, because you are the one who loves you. You are the one who loves also those parts who desperately seeking for love in the outside. And this is a very, very powerful intervention, and very powerful to integrate. This sentence, I want to live, I want to love, and I want to be loved, has a huge potential to integrate you, to come out of all the splits of your psyche and become whole again.
So I have two questions, right? One is, how do you explain when most people will feel that, oh, my parents love me or my mother loves me, how do you explain, this truth to them? It is very hard to accept truth that our parents do not love us.
First of all, if your parents love you, it's wonderful. I wouldn't. If it's really true and you feel love for them, it's everything is fine. But in our in our self-encounters is it's regularly turns out that that's not the truth. Yeah, that is a wishful thinking, that is an illusion, and it turns out in the self-encounters that if you, for example, then take the mother in or take the father in, that they are ignorant against you, they do not see you, they are caught up in their own problems, they are themselves severely traumatized, and they are not able to see you. And this, of course, is an experience you make during the process. You make in the self-encounter very often. Did you say, okay, my God, I wish my mom loves me, but or other thought she loves me, but now I realize that's not the truth.
Right, right. And how about the idea of parents, saying to their children, "Oh, I love you," and they are stressed? How do you also explain this this statement?
Yeah, in the self-encounter, you can see it, and different parts of you, they react on that, if it's true or it's not true. Yeah, and also my personal experience when my mother was still alive and I talked with her about this, I realized she's really in her own ideas, because I told her, you have beaten us every day. And no, we did not beat you. And so I think,
memory loss, yeah.
Yeah, okay, you live in your own fantasy world, but this has nothing to do with the reality I have experienced.
So for parents who say, "Oh, I didn't hurt my child," and I tell them I love them every day, but they are stressed, it is not possible, right?
Yes, of course. Stress and anxieties, we have two fundamental states of our psyche inside us. Yeah, the one state is the love state. Yeah, that you're in love. What you're doing, you do it out of love. You do it in a way that you do not want to hurt the other person and so on. The other thing is, if you're in a stress state because you have anxieties, you're full of rage, you're disappointed, and so. And if you go with this state in a relationship, it's not possible to love the other person. In a way, of course, you're not even loving yourself. And this is also something that I think is so important, that if you are not able to love yourself, you're in constant inner fights, inner conflicts with yourself. Yeah, you criticize yourself, you're not satisfied with what you're doing, and so on. Yeah, that this internal conflict. Yeah, how can you love others if you are not fully in love, 100% loving yourself?
And it's very interesting. Recently, I have a client who was in a big dilemma of whether to marry someone. And then I asked him, I said, "Do you love this person?" He says, "Oh, yes, I love this lady." And I say, "Why is the dilemma of wanting to marry her? Maybe you don't understand what love is."
How did it turn out? And this man loves himself, or is split inside him, or
split inside? Yeah, huge confusion, huge conflict inside.
There's a very important message for all of us, that you can't compensate that you do not love yourself by being loved from outside. That is not possible. No?
Right. So when we are lacking of love inside, we can't love ourselves, and then we think we can receive it from the other partner. Yeah.
That's not possible. No?
Not possible. What if the partner can give a lot of love to this person?
Even in case you give your love to another person that is still in this split, in conflict with himself, it doesn't work. You can't give this person so much love. But
well, actually, if you ask me, everyone shouldn't get married, right? All of us are split, right, from day one.
Yes, so yeah, it's widespread. It's really widespread, because it means that so many women get pregnant without wanting it. Yeah, and then they think about abortion, then try abortions, and so on. This is the basic conflict of humanity. Yeah? Yes. As long as there is no clear way that every woman who becomes a mother is really saying yes to, I want to become a mother, I'm ready to become a mother. This is such a basic conflict. Yeah. And in all societies, one should put all efforts in that no woman should get married and have children without she really wants it, and she really feels able to become a mother.
Right. And in fact, this starts the whole I want to live, I want to love, and I want to be loved. This starts the whole problem of not being able to do that, right?
Yes, this is the basic problem of humanity.
But again,
Yeah,
even if there are those who want the child, but they are stressed and they are anxious and they are depressed, that's also another problem.
you have a child and you become a mother or a parent, never is a solution for any problem. Yeah, it's not a solution for a problem. Yeah, you need to be happy with that you now are able to become a mother or a father and take care for your children. And if this doesn't make you happy, leave it. Don't do it.
Mm.
Don't expect from the children that they should make you happy. Be happy and then have children. Don't expect your children to make you happy because you feel depressed, whatever. So be happy, and on the basis of this happiness, become a mother or a father.
Yeah, maybe we can do a workshop on what is happiness.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, like what is the meaning of happiness? Everybody say I'm happy.
Yeah,
but what do you mean by happy?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. What does it mean? Joy of life. Yeah. And I also did it already on self-encounter, I and joy of life, for example. Okay. Yeah, then it comes out, what is the obstacle to have this joy of life and how to get there.
Right. Joy is a deeper sense, yeah. It's slightly different from happy. Yeah.
The deep joy of being yourself, that you enjoy, that you exist, that you are a unique person with your unique capacities to make your life and to bring something into life. Yeah, every one of us is unique. Yeah, and if we lose the contact with our uniqueness, yeah, we make ourselves an object. We are treated by others as an object. We do not respect each other. I would say there is something divine in every one of us. This is what religion means. Yeah? Religion means to connect you with something. Yeah?
Yes.
But it's not to be found outside. You have to make this connection with your divine inner part, your divine inner existence. You are divine. And if we see each other with this perspective, every one of our fellow human beings is a god or goddess, yeah, something very sacred and very divine. Then we treat each other absolutely different as we do it now. When we make others objects, we make them objects of our expectation. You need to give me your love, you need to give me your money, you need to give me your work. You see it in the actual situation. We do not treat each other with full respect. And this is what I learned over all these years, that every human being from the very beginning is something very sacred and something very divine and holy in a way. Yeah. And if we come into contact with that, our life is different. I treat myself different. I treat you different. Yeah. And not making you an object of calculations, of expectations, of making money or power games or whatever. What we are doing in the moment in widespread is absolutely stupid, beyond humanity. And this is what I would like to bring into the world with IOPT. Yeah.
So shouldn't every educator have an IOPT textbook?
Yes, of course.
Every child needs to have that in their, in their studies. Yeah, IOPT textbook.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the reason why we are now creating this platform with IOPT Informed Societies, where those who are on the way and are IOPT informed, they have this basic knowledge of our development about trauma of the human psyche, and that those who have this, they connect with each other, yeah, and make better communities and make better societies. I think this IOPT is so helpful that we human beings on this planet Earth, that we could have a complete different way of existence than we have in the moment. And you see, oh, power and war and financial tricks and financial exploitation is running the world. It's nonsense. It's not worth doing that, to spend our lifetime with that.
It's indeed a thought worth thinking a lot about, especially for all of you out there who are new to our works. If you are, holding some position that can make a change, yeah, please feel free to write to us and learn more about what IOPT, Identity-Oriented Psychotrauma Theory, what it's about, and what is the method of intervention that we use. That's called the intention method. Yeah. And also, Franz, you are also writing a new book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm writing a new book about the practice of IOPT. That is not only to say that IOPT is something that you do in therapy or counseling or supervision or coaching, but in the end, IOPT, it's everyday practice, how you are parents, how you are a partner. It's a way of life, how you are a teacher, how you are an employer, and so on. And it's something that's far beyond only this context of the therapy. And then I also try to make more transparent what the resonance phenomenon is.
Yes, many questions on that.
How we can give a lot of examples that they see, okay, this is really working. Nothing that is just so it's spiritual. It's real. It's real. Yeah. We have so many good case examples. Meanwhile, we have some research, and all this is I will condense in this book. Give you an idea about the practice of IOPT.
Okay. That's great. Yeah, Franz, thank you very much. Is there anything that you want to share to people who are totally new?
Whenever there's a conflict, before you do something, first ask yourself, what is my intention? What's my intention? And formulate an intention. Because then a process internal of curiosity, openness, of self-healing capacities is going on. If you formulate an intention, you are on a way of change. And this is makes a huge difference between those who are just doing something. There's a problem, is a conflict, do something, and those who say, okay, there's a conflict, there's a problem, and what now is my intention about this? Try it out. Whenever you have conflicts and want something, or ask the other person, if another person is coming to you, what is your intention? I think this is also something everyone could try out and find out if this way of dealing with conflicts, to see if this is helpful. Try it out. Just try it out. The next occasion you have, there's some problem. Ask yourself, what is my intention?
Thank you very much, Franz, for your time. Thank you for sharing your life and your, the motivation of what you are doing now. Yeah, it inspires many. So thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for really having a keen interest to learn about yourself and who you are and what do you want. So for more information, kindly just feel free to write to us. I'll put some the links to the books and to the websites. Just feel free to check out the works and also find out more about how it affects your life. So thank you very much, everybody. Goodbye.